You haven't been spending much money on this game, have you? You might want to bundle up, baby. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. We're going to talk about all the crazy new bundles that are coming our way in just a couple days, and which one is the most value, and which ones you can avoid, or maybe you don't want to avoid them, but there are some interesting and probably important things to point out, and things that are relevant to a lot of different levels of player. Before we do that, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all of your support. Truly appreciate every single one of you guys. And guys, if you want to support this channel for free, all you got to do is hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm, guys. Be part of a Christmas miracle. Let's get to 20,000 by the end of the year. Probably won't happen at this point. I'm just laughing about it now, but that would be awesome. So let's talk about where I'm getting this data. First off, it's a data mine. We don't know for sure that it's going to happen. You'll see all these graphics, and I took them out of the data mine. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the final product. That being said, we don't know for sure that this is going to be the final version of all of this. They may change small details, they may change big details, maybe they won't even release them, but they did take the time and effort to put them into the game, and so we think it's a pretty high likelihood that it's going to happen, guys. When will it happen? December 17th, just a couple days after I post this video. I just want people to have a little lead time to be able to prepare and plan if that's going to be relevant for you. So the obvious thing is obvious, guys. I'm not gonna run the numbers and show you, just demonstrate what a ridiculous value some of these bundles are. All of them are insanely good value for the dollar. If you want to spend money, I'm not pressuring anyone to spend, of course, but if you do want to spend money, this is the place you probably would want to spend it, honestly, because of the crazy value. You spend $10 in the game, and you get part of a piece of gear. This will get you multiple pieces of gear for just $10. It's a crazy value, guys. So we're not going to take time evaluating, this was a little bit better dollar-wise. It's all just crazy. It feels like it's free. I know that it's not, but it feels a little bit like that. So the question is, though, maybe some people don't want to spend all that money. Maybe you don't have that kind of budget. What's going to be some of the things you look at to try to figure out which one is the right one for you? So what's available? You guys don't know that yet. I've delayed you from finding out for 3 whole minutes. First off, we have the Bando pack. That's the one that's currently in the game. It gets you Mandalorian, Grief, IG and Queel, and then Cara Dune. All of them get up to Relic 5. Remember, folks, I don't think I need to explain this to many people, but just so everyone's aware, this doesn't give you the actual gear for these characters. It just brings them up to Relic 5 and leaves them there if they need it. If they're already above Relic 5, they're not going to get demoted or anything, but that's where you leave them. So if you already had them all at Relic 5, I don't even think the pack shows up. And those 5 characters are used to unlock Beskar Mando, who is presumably one of the characters who goes with Bo-Katan of Mandalore. So that one's already going on. It's pretty good value. We'll talk about it in a minute. But the next one, we have a Supreme Leader Lightspeed bundle. It's $10, and you get all these characters, guys. Importantly, you want to note that Emperor Palpatine is missing from this. You also need to unlock Supreme Leader Kylo, who is a galactic legend and a fairly important one. He's stayed relevant for this whole time. He's still a character that you very much want on your roster. You don't get his ship. You need a 5-star finalizer. You don't get his ship as part of this bundle, and you don't get Emperor Palpatine. So that it's worth noting. I mean, it's $10. It's crazy value, guys. But you're in luck, guys. Yay, lucky you. There's also a Finalizer Lightspeed bundle here, and so you get to unlock Finalizer. But not only do you get to unlock Finalizer with this, you get all of the different crew that pilot these ships as part of that, which, I mean, Houndstooth and Cad Bane, Boba Fett, all bounty hunters that you need for other unlocking purposes. This one's $20, but you get all those characters and all those ships at 7 stars, which is really nice. And then finally, we have a Shadows of the Empire. I'll probably just be calling it the Shadows pack, guys, where everyone gets to be Relic 3 this time, not 5 like on the other packs, the packs in the past and the packs in the present. You get everyone to Relic 3. It's a lot of rebels, basically, and they're not the best rebels, but they are requirement rebels for the most part. You get some ships to help you unlock the Chimera. You get the right characters to be able to help you unlock Emperor Palpatine and Thrawn. So I mean, it's pretty cool value, guys. Let's jump into it. Really, though, we'll get into the analysis portion of it. So, how much does it cost? Can you afford everything? It's $60. If you want to buy all of it, $60. Not much for some. For others, I mean, $60. That could mean a lot to a lot of people. And so, you know, if you don't want to spend any of it, guys, like I say, no pressure or anything, but this is, I mean, it's really good value for what you're getting. You're also spending $60. I mean, it's Christmas, guys. Treat yourself. But if not, I mean, you want to be treating others too. So maybe get your guild mate this pack as well. Just being so ridiculous here, guys. So, all right, what do we get with the Bando pack? The Beskar Mandalorian pack, it costs $20. And so I kind of broke it down a little bit here, guys. Mando and Grief, whenever we do a roster review or roast on Create Expectations, we look at the bounty hunters, and inevitably people do not have Mando and Grief worked on because they're not required for anything else in the game other than unlocking Bando, and you can just get them up to gear 8, gear 9, something like that, and then leave them. And it's tragic, though, because they are cornerstones for the bounty hunter faction. They are a crazy important addition. And honestly, guys, even if you do get them relicked, like my accounts had them relicked, I don't get them to Relic 5 a lot of times because you don't necessarily need them to be super high relic to be able to do what they're doing. The Disintegrate on Mando is great to the point where as long as he survives and you can figure out the mechanics of it, he doesn't even need a Datacron necessarily. So these are nice characters, though, to be able to have at relics because you always intend to relic them and put more stuff on them. You just never get around to it because they do so well undergeared. So I don't know if that's a compelling argument to get this pack or not. I'm not really trying to persuade you. I'm just trying to give you the good and the bad, folks. Cara Dune, she's probably the most worthless on this squad. She still goes well with a few different characters. I said Grief and Sana like her. Oh gosh, Saw and Sana like her. Grief doesn't like her. Grief doesn't care at all. We'll see how much grief people give me in the comments for that typo that I'm not going to fix. And then IG and Queel, honestly, they're one of the best reasons here, guys, because man, the tandem of them is so good. IG-11 is like his cleanse on his allied droids and scoundrels is just so ludicrous. His AoE that does tenacity down is really strong. He's a pre-taunt if he's with Queel. He's actually not a tank, however. He's a healer for whatever that's worth. I wonder is he the only healer droid in the game? I'm not going to spend a lot of time thinking about that, but he might be. The thing that is crazy about Queel, guys, and I've done videos on this talking about Queel lead, even though he doesn't have a leadership, he kind of has a pseudo leadership because he shares 40% of a lot of his stats with his fellow scoundrels, and that includes offense. So you put Queel on a team and everyone hits way harder, and he's also really fast, so if you put him with Dash gives him another 20 speed, and then Queel gives everyone else turn meter. He's the guy who starts the turn meter train on a few different builds. He is really, like, all of his debuffs are really relevant and strong. He heals the whole team. Lots of really cool stuff, guys. Between IG-11 passively dispelling everyone's debuffs, and Queel buffing everyone and with all of his stats, and giving everyone the middle finger with his debuffs and his turn meter gains. It's a pretty cool thing, guys, and a lot of people don't understand just how powerful a tandem they are. I use them all the time. Even in the end game, they are amazing, and you should look into them, folks. Now, Supreme Leader Kylo pack. I mean, this is nice because you get all the characters from a faction you probably wouldn't farm on your own, if we're just being honest. You don't want any of these characters if you're not unlocking Supreme Leader Kylo, right? I mean, you might want them, but you're like, yeah, I'm not going to spend the effort in getting, like, what good does Special Forces TIE Pilot get you, really? Like, what does it do for you? Not too much. And the thing you really need to pay attention to here, guys, you spend 10 bucks, you get really good value. You still don't have what it takes to get the finalizer. This doesn't give you any ships, and it doesn't give you Emperor Palpatine, who you need at Relic 7 in order to get Kylo unlocked. The good news is we do have the finalizer pack. It's $20. It gets you all the ships you need to be able to unlock the finalizer, and you also get a bunch of other characters. I mean, you get the characters that pilot those ships, right? The thing that I want to point out here, folks, is there's a lot of overlap between this and the Supreme Leader Kylo pack, to the point where if you buy this and the Kylo pack for $30, the Kylo pack is only buying you 6 characters you didn't have. The thing you also want to note is this finalizer pack. It's so-called finalizer. It's like, hey, you can unlock the finalizer, guys. Congratulations. You don't get Hux, who is the capital ship pilot. It's not included in this pack. It basically requires you to buy the pack, the Supreme Leader Kylo pack, alongside it. So, I mean, cool, I guess. Basically, if you want to get Supreme Leader Kylo unlocked kind of quickly, you're gonna have to spend 30 bucks. Is the start and end of it, unless you already have the Hux stuff. I mean, a lot of people are halfway there, so good, congratulations on that. Shadows of the Empire pack, the Shadow pack. This one's such an interesting one because there's a ton of characters here that are important in the sense that you need them to unlock things, but you don't use them that much in the end game. Like most of these characters, Phoenix you might use a little in the end game, but you need Captain Rex to be able to help you with that, because the Phoenix squad is just pretty awful without Rex. But the thing is, you get 4 characters that help you in the Endor raid, which is pretty nice, and you get characters that help you unlock important Galactic Legends and Jedi Knight Luke. It's pretty cool. The premise is it's supposed to help you unlock Emperor Palpatine, Thrawn, and Chimera, all 3, which, I mean, they're all important characters. That's fine. And then Palpatine and Thrawn can help you unlock R2-D2, which in turn is used to unlock CLS. That CLS mission is going to be pretty nice and easy here with everyone at Relic 3. Keep in mind, folks, it is all Relic 3 here, and instead of Relic 5. So that is important to note. Now, which pack is the best? The thing that I want to point a few things out, guys. So the Bando pack, the Bando pack is kind of self-contained. You don't have any pilots. You don't have anything else. It just unlocks Beskar Mando. That's all it does with that pack. The other 3 kind of have a lot of synergy, and the CG is kind of being a little bit clever here in trying to force us to unlock all of these, to buy all of these packs at once. So, Supreme Leader Kylo pack gets you, he doesn't have Emperor Palpatine, like I mentioned, and it doesn't have the Finalizer. Luckily, you can get Emperor Palpatine in the Shadow pack, and you can get Finalizer in the Finalizer pack. Yay, lucky for you. When you buy the Finalizer pack, you don't have Hux, but hey, there's a pack for that too. You can buy the Supreme Leader Kylo pack to get you Hux. And the Shadows pack is nice. I mean, it's $10 for all of those characters to be Relic 3. Think of all the Bronzium. You couldn't even buy enough Bronzium for $10 for all of what it costs to get all those characters up to Relic 3. There's just no way. Just Bronzium on its own would cost more than $10, which is, I mean, that's just one minor resource. I mean, it's a bottleneck resource, but anyways, all of these characters, it's nice value. You're not going to use them that much. Maybe early game you'll use them some, and they're not terrible characters. They're kind of form the bedrock of your roster, but no one at this point is extremely excited about having a Relic Akbar. Well, I guess they are because the raid at this point, but I mean, once the raid goes away, Akbar goes back into obscurity. He goes back into the fish tank, guys. So yeah, there's nice value there. Phoenix are good, but you still need Captain Rex, who is not an accelerated farm, and he's on a hard node, so it takes a while to farm him. But I mean, those Phoenix characters are all a lot of fun when you get Krex there, so it's not too bad. Alright, so which pack is the best? The Bando pack. So just going in order here of what we're talking about. Bando pack, it gets you Relic characters that you're going to want, guys. You're gonna want them all at Relics eventually. But let's just be real clear here, guys. They released that pack and they tried to sell it as, oh my gosh, guys, you can unlock a character, one of the 4 characters that it costs to unlock, Bo-Katan Mandalore. That's so exciting, good news. And we've been able to do that for a long time. These characters are pretty easy to get. They're all accelerated. They've been accelerated for a while. And Bando is the easiest by far out of the other 3. The other 3 characters, only one of them is farmable right now. The other 2 are not. They're not. So this doesn't move the needle in getting you the new hotness character unlocked. Not to mention, the new character is probably going to be a little bit niche, and that's not something you necessarily, like a new account, needs to focus on. I would focus on the value for the characters that you get themselves, and having Bando unlocked, because it's a bounty hunter ship that helps you get the, it's another piece to the puzzle of being able to get good fleets and stuff. It's not a bad buy by any means, but it doesn't do the thing the CG is telling you, or at least is implying to you that it does. The Kylo pack is nice. If you don't have those characters, just remember that if you buy just that Kylo pack for $10, you're not going to be unlocking Kylo himself very soon because you're missing some really important characters, like I keep mentioning. The Finalizer pack is really nice, of course, but I think my favorite thing about the Finalizer pack, guys, is that it immediately, for newer players, gets you the Zeta challenge. I mean, if you have Executrix, and you've been working on Executrix, of course, but once you get to that point, you can unlock the Zeta challenge as quickly as Executrix will allow you to, which is huge for a new player who needs to start accumulating those Zetas as soon as possible. The Finalizer pack doesn't give you Hux, but it does get you started on helping you unlock Chewbacca. I mean, it gives you relevant, strong bounty hunters, and honestly, if you get that pack and you get the BAM pack, the Beskar Mando pack, you also get you can just unlock Chewbacca immediately, which is nice. And then you can unlock Han's Millennium Falcon because you have all the bounty hunter ships, and it gets you really close to having a good Executor fleet, which is a really good starter fleet. The Shadows pack, just stuff that I've already said, guys. It's easy. It is easy to unlock Emperor Palpatine and Thrawn. Like they're trying to sell it as you get legendary characters. They're not tough to unlock, really. I mean, you can just stumble your way into them even as a new player. But it is nice that you're able to. It kind of just smooths the path. It's only $10. It's crazy value, guys. It's really strong. It's just kind of funny, the pretense of like, hey, you get to unlock these characters that are really easy to unlock. So overall best value, guys. Not looking at dollars here again. I think that the Finalizer pack is probably the best bang for your buck if you just had to buy one thing. $20 for the Finalizer pack gets you a ton of movement on your roster as it is. Then I'd get the Supreme Leader Kylo pack just to follow up with that, so you can unlock or you can unlock a Galactic Legend, which is, of course, huge for a lot of accounts. The Shadows pack has a lot of value that you're going to need eventually. You're going to want to be able to unlock Galactic Legends easily, etc. And then the Bando pack, still amazing value, folks, but probably the worst out of the 4, just because, for the reasons I've been saying. So, what do you guys think? What's the best? I would love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails.